Hey everybody, Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to Gorkamorka Season 1. Now this was recorded and put out quite a while ago, but thanks to our recent 24-hour live stream, we're going to be posting the entire season for free, whereas only one out of every 2 or 3 episodes was posted for free before. So if you've never seen it, you're going to have a lot of fun. Now, I want to point out one quick thing. In Season 1, I thought that I could do a good job of updating the Gorkamorka rules because they were so old. Turns out I was wrong. But we still had a ton of fun, and the viewers seemed to really enjoy it regardless, because it's just, don't worry about the rules. Just watch the Ork shenanigans, the Squiggers of the Dune, and all these vehicles Mad Maxing back and forth. And thank you once again to the people who donated on the 24-hour live stream to make this a reality. So sit back and enjoy Gorkamorka. Hey everybody, Matthew, Steve, and Quirk here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to the first ever battle of Gorkamorka.
It was a little late, sorry.
Yeah, a little out of step there. Man, you guys can't dance.
No.
Remember, to get all the details of the campaign, including all the rules and special scenarios, we're going to be posting those at MiniWarGaming.com/Gorkamorka. Also, don't forget, we got the special offer at the link below that'll allow you to get free access to the entire Gorkamorka campaign by signing up for a free trial to the vault. Even if you cancel the vault membership before the campaign is done, you'll have access to the entire campaign. That is only if you sign up before next Wednesday, when the next few episodes come out. That offer will be gone at that point. So our first game is against the Squiggers of the Dune. They carry a harpoon. They bay at the moon. Awoo! Dude, you're the only one not singing, and it's your mob.
Steve don't sing.
Steve don't sing. Well, we'll see if we can fix that. Yeah, you wrote the song, man. And against Quirk's... He totally did. Against the Orks of Hazzard, which with their special horn, which sounds like... Yeah, all right. If you think it's goofy, that is Gorkamorka. So, hold on tight for the ride of your lives. And our first scenario is going to just be a basic we was ear first, which is you set up on opposite sides. There's scrap counters on the table that you're trying to get, and you bottle out at 25%, which means as soon as you lose 25% of your guys, including vehicles, and then they have to start taking leadership tests or they are out. So let's take a look at the table and let's get started. We have our desert-themed board here, and I gotta say a quick shout out to Greenleaf Terrain for making all the terrain that you're gonna see in this campaign. He did a fantastic job. A lot of the boards are gonna be more sparse like this because Gorkamorka really relies on open spaces for your vehicles, but sometimes we'll have it a little more cramped than others, and there's gonna be some really cool special scenarios too, which will come up later, such as chases with the terrain moving and the boards moving. So in this scenario, it's called We Was Ear First. And the idea behind this is 2 mobs showed up to a place that has some scrap, and they battle it out for the scrap. But neither mob wants to lose lots of guys, so it's not like they're going to fight to the death. They respect might. And so when the one mob shows that they are the mightier mob, then the other one tends to bottle out. And that's why when you lose 25% of your mob, and you count vehicles as numbers in your units, then you start taking bottle tests, which is just your knob taking a leadership test, unless he's down or out. In which case you just take your highest leadership test, and as soon as you fail it, then the game's done, and that mob bottles out. They leave with whatever scrap that they're holding. They possibly drop scrap when they bottle out, leaving the rest of the scrap to the winner. Any scrap that you're carrying is worth D6 teeth, and then any scrap that's left on the ground is worth D3. Now, if you are familiar with the Gorkamorka rules, we are changing a lot of even the scenario rules. So what we're saying here is the official rules for us. But of course you can make up the scenarios however you want, or just play them according to what is in the other book. So we've got 5 scrap counters, one right here in a difficult terrain mess, which means a vehicle without tracks, if they try to move over that with anything but a slow speed maneuver, they will spin out, which is bad. And then we got 2 scrap counters close in the middle. We got one here by this rocky overhang, and then one by these tires with this some sort of tower. And I set up some ramps. And we do have some special rules for the ramps that we'll go over if they ever come up. If you just drive over them normally, then they're just open terrain that you drive up. And you have to be able to fit on them, of course. So we roll off for deployment. Whoever wins gets to choose their deployment side. And then there's also a roll off to see who goes first after everybody is deployed. And there's no number of turns. It just goes until somebody has bottled out. Roll for choosing deployment. Steve, you get to choose your side. Do you know where you're going to deploy?
Yeah, well,
And you got to deploy wholly within 8 inches.
I don't quite fit like this.
No, you're what, 10 or 11 inches? So you got to go at an angle. And Quirk, you're on the opposite table edge, wholly within 8 inches. Is your truck actually 8 inches long?
That's exactly 8 inches.
Okay, so perfect. And now we roll to see who goes first. Quirk gets first turn. And we start.
I issue challenge.
Whoa. Okay, well, it doesn't matter who issues a challenge as long as the other. Obviously,
I
accept.
accept the challenge. I'm the man.
Good.
Okay, so there is a rule that I didn't mention. It's called you're a cowardly grot, where a knob can issue a challenge to the other knob, and if the other knob doesn't accept, they lose D6 experience from the experience they gain in this mission. If they do accept, then the knobs can only shoot at each other or the vehicles that they're in. They don't have to move closer to each other, and they can assault whomever they would like, but they must only shoot at the other knob or the vehicle the knob is in. So now you're both restricted to that. And no, you can't break the challenges.
First thing I'm going to do is take one of my boys and have him just get out.
So when you get a guy out of a vehicle, you put him in base contact with any side or back, but not the front. And then they can move as normal.
Right there.
And if you move into base contact with scrap, you have to end the movement phase, then you can pick it up. Do you choose to pick it up?
I do.
And then you have to, all your movements are halved. So movement, running, assaulting is all halved.
Then I'm going to take my truck and move up 3.
So when a truck moves, and I will explain these rules for the first time, I won't do it for the entire campaign, I promise. They move 1 to 3 inches, and then they can pivot up to 45 degrees, and then they can move 1 to 3 inches again, which means on a normal movement, you have a minimum of 2 inches of movement. And you can make it a tighter turn by going 1 inch turn, 1 inch turn. You can also do a slow speed maneuver, which once it comes up, I'll show you how it works, but allows you to kind of have a bit more movement. But you want to be moving, because otherwise people can auto-board you. It's a lot easier to take you out. And the other thing you can do after you use your gas engines, which is what you just saw Quirk do, is use thrusters. And thrusters, you can basically move up to 6 inches. You have to declare it, and then you roll. The first time you use your thrusters, you got to roll 2 up. Second time is a 3 up, and then every other time is a 4 up. And you can keep doing it, so you can move an infinite amount, assuming that you keep making your thrust moves. As soon as you fail one, though, there's a chance you'll spin out or swerve. You have to roll on the table to see what happens. So you are going to thrust then?
I'm going to take this opportunity and thrust 4 inches.
You got to roll 2 plus, and you're fine.
And I'm just going to end right there.
If you do thrust, everybody's -1 ballistic skill on the vehicle. In the shooting phase, you're out of range of everything. I know you think rocket launchers, they have 36-inch range, but they don't. They're 18-inch range and strength 6, AP 4, and then they're vehicle buster, so they do D3 hits against vehicles. The Squiggers of the Dune!
Just like Quirk, somebody's got to get out and go grab some scrap.
Now that's difficult terrain, so you move half distance through it, meaning for every inch of difficult terrain you have to move 2 inches, but you definitely had enough to do that. So he picks it up.
And I'm going to go forward 3 and pivot. And I'm going to go forward again.
So you can see the disadvantage that Steve has with this bigger one. It's a lot harder to maneuver without hitting stuff. Are you going to thrust?
I am definitely going to thrust. I want to thrust forward. Oh, I'm going to go full 6.
So 2 plus. Oh, good start. Thank you
That's
for
not
allowing us
good.
to see what happens when you fail it. We need to roll on the thruster buster table. So go ahead and just roll a d6. 4 plus is the best thing you could roll because you just move forward d6 inches. Otherwise, you could spin, you could move forward and spin, or you could swerve if you roll 1, 2, or 3. So d6 inches forward, 5 inches.
Hey, not bad.
Now, you might think, well, that's not a problem, but the thing is he can't thrust anymore. His movement is automatically over once he fails one of his thruster moves, which is too bad because he might have been able to get in range with his 18-inch harpoon.
Yeah. My knob now wants to get out, or attempt to anyway.
Yeah, once you use your thrusters, then you have to make an initiative test to get out or possibly fall and flatten your face. Initiative 4 on him. He's fine.
Good. I sent him.
So you want to make sure the rocket launcher's not firing at your boat?
Yeah. It's
He's like, oh, get me! You cowardly grunt!
He's the dodge.
I thought you were a Gorka. That seems a little too cunning.
I don't know. I got nothing for that. I'm a cunning worker. All of them are cunning.
I guess that's true. You're
And
brutal.
brutal.
You're brutal, but cunning. So there's the cunning part right there.
So wait, I can't shoot at his boat?
That's
No.
right.
Brutal.
You have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna run this guy. We're gonna go just about here is all he can go.
He can only move 3 inches in his run, because he's carrying scrap, and then the first inch was through difficult, so that counted as 2. So basically only moving 2 inches.
I'm gonna run Captain Ahab here. This way.
We automatically run 6 inches, using the Heralds of Ruin run rules for that. Back to the Orks of Hazzard. What, you guys something else you want to do?
I want to move my guys around my boat a little bit.
Okay. Orks of Hazzard.
First off, this guy's gonna take his scrap and jump back in the truck.
So now the truck is carrying the scrap, so it counts as a gubbins, or an upgrade. That'll matter for vehicle locations, because it could get shot off the vehicle. It also matters because he's no longer carrying it.
Going back to my truck as I knock my spanner off here. Going forward 3.
So are you going to turn to go after that knob?
I'm gonna turn just a little bit and measure some stuff really quick. And then going forward another 3.
So keeping your front arc so you don't get T-boned.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen.
Are you sure?
And then
Turn just a little bit.
just a smidgen. There we go.
Just a smidge.
Gonna grab one of my boys, gonna jump out of the truck, going in base contact, and then
The side, don't put it in the front.
Oh, sorry.
You don't want to get run over.
There we go. And then 6 inches, we'll put him.
Yep, he can grab that scrap.
Grab it, buddy. And then I'm gonna have another one right there. Go forward 6.
Yeah, he's within. So you grab both of the scrap counters. Look at you, rich guy. Shooting phase.
Gonna have my shooter here fire at your knob. And I'm gonna fire full auto.
So full auto, the way it works is you can exchange, in our rules, is you can exchange any number of your shots for a sustained fire die, which is essentially a D3, but it has a weapon jam symbol on it, which you don't want to roll. And you roll the die for each of the ones that you exchange, and that's how many shots you get, plus any ones that you don't. So if you had 2 shots, for example, on an heavy shooter, you could exchange one of them, so roll a full sustained fire die and add the extra one that you still had. But if you roll a weapon jam, you don't fire at all, and immediately you have to take an ammo check. So 1 die for the shooter. How many shots is it going to get?
Oh,
Weapon jam! So you don't fire at all, and you take an ammo check. Every weapon has an ammo roll, which is like a save. If you make it, then you're fine. If you fail it, you're out of ammo for the rest of the game. Most weapons are 4+, including shooters. You're out of ammo. That's too bad. Good start, good start.
Gonna fire my slugger at your truck.
Single shot, hit on 4s. Misses.
Gonna fire my rocket launcher at the knob because we're in a challenge, so I have to.
And your knob's ballistic skill is 4, so you hit on 3s. Oh, he misses! Back to the Squiggers of the Dunes turn.
Father Maple here is jumping back on.
Oh, Mabel.
Maple. I'm gonna go forward 3 again. And you know what? I'm not gonna get a full 45 here. I'm gonna get that much.
Uh-oh.
And a few more inches. My knob. We're going for him. You guys are just gonna have to shift around so everybody can see with their weapons.
You're gonna broadside his guys.
Starting off with a flash, he's gonna fire his shooter into that boy. He's gonna go full auto.
Oh, weapon jab! 4 up.
He's
You're
good,
okay.
though. Father Maple will fire into him now.
Oh, Maple.
I need full auto. Weapon jam! What the heck?
It's a 1 in 6 chance, and you guys have rolled it 3 times in a row.
He's good. Next, Starbucks gonna do it. Also gonna go full auto.
Ah!
What? This is not possible!
It's
Give me a different one.
No, keep using that one.
He's out of
oh,
ammo.
he's out of ammo. I think you guys forgot your bullets.
Quee and Quag here are gonna do it. There's 2 guys. He's trying to go full auto as well.
Hey,
For 1
it's
shot.
not a weapon jab. It's only 1 shot.
Hit on a 4. Ammo check.
Yeah, whenever you roll a 6 to hit, you have to make an ammo check as well. Although your shot does go off even if you fail the ammo check. So he
good.
made the ammo check. Now he wounds on a 4. That's a wound. AP 6. And you have studded armor on him.
Yep.
So that automatically goes through, which means we have to take an injury check, and it's +1 because he's not a knob. And 2 becomes 3. He's just stunned. So stunned is just weapon skill, ballistic skill, and initiative are dropped to 1.
You know, Pip is not gonna fire his harpoon. He's gonna fire it at the front guy. Hit on a 4.
Oh, ammo check. Any ammo on a harpoon's 4+. Oh, the harpoon's out of ammo! But he still hits.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
So you get the harpoon has a random strength of D6 + 2. So it's strength 6, and it does D3 hits against the boy. So it does 2 hits. So roll 2 damage. So 2's to wound, and that's 1 wound, ignoring his armor. So just roll on the injury table. Oh,
Nothing.
1 is a natural 1 is always nothing. Wow, you're lucking out here.
Stubb's gonna fire his shooter into the. I'll go for the stunned one. And we're gonna go full auto. For one shot.
All right, well, 4 is to hit. Oh, ammo check, 4+. Okay, you got ammo. 4 is to wound. That's a wound. So still only studded armor, so you get +1 for not being a knob and another +1 for being stunned. Oh, natural
What?
1!
Yes!
Natural 1 is nothing. Oh, jeez.
Dagu's gonna fire.
But he has a shooter as
He's got
well?
a shooter.
At the same guy?
Same guy. And he's going full auto.
Ah! Weapon jam! And he's out of ammo! yeah, where's your... You need like 10 more guns to make up for all this. And the last guy, what is his name?
Touchtago.
Touchtago? He's gonna fire?
Oh yeah, go full auto.
Now I just have to point out that these results are not typical.
No.
Typically, full auto is a good thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't usually make you not fire at all. So 4 is to hit. Oh, jeez. Wow. Okay.
All right, he's gonna go ahead and charge him.
And we have no Overwatch in this Gorkamorka. Distance? All right, 11 inches is definitely in. There's no Here We Go either, but there is Furious Charge. So your knob is equipped with an huge choppa, has 3 attacks +1 on the charge. So he needs 3s to hit, having the higher weapon skill. And then it's 2s to wound. 2 wounds, ignoring armor. So you roll 2 dice and take the highest one. Adding 1. He's only stunned! What is going on, man? What's going on?
I don't know.
That is going to be hard to strike back, but because now you're stunned at weapon skill 1, but you do get to turn and swing back. 2 attacks and on 5s. Nothing. Now we don't do combat resolution because that's just what we decided to do for these rules. It helps keep the pace of the game as well. So that is it. You're stuck with him, and he's just stunned.
Not good.
That was a great turn, man.
That was a terrible turn.
Fired everything. Oh, you didn't fire most of your stuff. Your harpoon is out of ammo. That's actually a pretty big deal. And all you did is manage to stun both of these guys. At least one of them's locked in combat and can't get back with his scrap. But I have a funny feeling you're in trouble here.
Gonna go forward. 3 inches.
Don't run over your guys. Although you are allowed to.
Well, in that case, I'm just kidding. I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Oh,
I don't want to.
I don't want to. My guys are expensive.
Are you going to thruster?
I am. After I move on my own thing, he's gonna move right here.
Getting ready to throw his stick bomb.
Eating.
witness me.
I'm gonna do a thrust 6 inches. On a
2+. Ooh, you got it.
All right.
Now you could declare that you're doing a rake at this point because you're within 2 inches of his side. Did you want to do that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I gotta just back up for a second. So you can't do a rake yet. The rules are a little fuzzy. I think they were built more for smaller vehicles because it says you have to move past, and that would kind of mean that he has to get all the way over here, which I don't like. So we're just going to adjust it that you have to get your center of the vehicle to their center of the vehicle to represent you smashing into them on the side. So if you want to end up doing a rake, you'll have to get that middle all the way up to here, which is at least another thrust away.
Yeah. So I will thrust another 6 inches.
3+ this time. Oh, you made it. So all the way up to there. Oh, you got a wheel that turns. That's handy. So not... Oh, that was further than 6.
Was?
Your front goes to that.
There we go.
That's where you had it starting. Yeah, so your center is not on the center yet. So you'd have to thrust one more time if you want to rake. So you're not going to try to rake then?
No, because I need to.
Hit
The
it.
next one will be on a 4+.
Yeah, and you don't... You've made it this far really well. Your guys are all close enough that you could actually jump them across.
I think I will.
Yeah, and they can do that in the assault phase, so you actually get your charge bonus.
And this guy's just got to move 3 to right there.
Holding on to his scrap.
Yeah.
Hold on to your scrap. Shooting phase.
I think I need to throw a bomb.
A crack stick bomb or a frag stick bomb?
I don't know.
Now you've thrusted, which means you'll be at -1 ballistic skill, which means you'll hit on 5s, but the crack stick bomb against a vehicle is awesome. Strength 6, D3 hits. The frag stick bomb is only is only strength 3, but it's a blast, which means it'll be easier to hit, especially with a boat this size. And also, blast does D3 hits against a vehicle as well, but it's only strength 3. And most of the armor values on a vehicle are 8, so it'll be hard to get through that.
I'm going to do the frag. Yep.
Okay, so first it gets hot. That's our check to see if it blows up in his hands. It does not, which is good, because it'll do D3 hits against your own vehicle.
Whew.
So you're going to drop the scatter. Now, the scatter only goes half distance after we subtract your ballistic skill from it. So roll the scatter. So you subtract 2 from that, so it becomes 6. So it only scatters 3 inches. So you just flip it, basically. Ooh, ooh. Oh, it just misses your vehicle. And since the center was over this, we don't have to roll the 4+ to see if it was hit. D3 hits. 3 strength 3 hits. So now we roll to see what locations we get on. So roll 3 dice. So that's engines, which will do nothing because it's only strength 3. This is crew, so that could do some damage. And this is the driver. But now you have to get an armor pen. Now armor pen and Gorkamorka is simply matching or exceeding their armor value with your strength. So strength 3 against armor 8 on the crew. So you got to roll 5 or higher. Oh, it pens. So now we roll on the crew location table. So go ahead. 3. Oh, that's a stray shot. Actually, that's all right. Roll a d6. If the score is greater than the number of crew, then nobody is hit. So you're going to auto hit somebody. Yeah. Yep. If the score is less than or equal to the number of crew on board, then one of them is hit by shrapnel and takes a strength 4 hit. Now, if you're familiar with Gorkamorka, shrapnel normally does strength 3, but we've upped the shrapnel and ramming damage to strength 4. It says 8 guys, so we'll split them into 2 groups. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be this group. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So it'll be this guy. What's this guy? Flask. So he's hit by shrapnel. He's not hit by the grenade. He's hit by shrapnel, which is worse at strength 4. So he's wounded on a 4. Oh, all that. And we finally get to it, and he doesn't get wounded. You hit the driver as well. He's armor 8 to get through to the driver. So 5. Oh, you got it again. Roll on the table, but usually it's bad when the driver gets hit. 3. Driver caught by shrapnel. He takes a strength 4 hit. And 4 is to wound. Oh, it's a wound. Would you have armor?
The 5 up. No, I saved the 2 teeth. I have no armor.
You have no armor. Okay, so that's an injury. So roll to see what it is. And he's not a knob, so +1. 2, so he's stunned. And when a driver gets stunned, the vehicle automatically swerves. Now, normally anybody that gets stunned or knocked down on a vehicle will get knocked off a vehicle. But a driver, if only, can get knocked off the vehicle. If he gets knocked down, he's off the vehicle. If he's stunned, it'll be bad. So a swerve, the way a swerve always works is we roll for random direction, left or right, and you'll move turn your total 45 degrees, and then move forward d6 inches. So 4 plus is right. So it's left. So that will most likely save you. So full 45 degrees.
I'm gonna hit.
Oh, you are gonna hit him. Yeah, either way. So just stop. So let's hit him. And we'll complete the 45 degrees after we see what happens to him. So when you swerve, if you turn and you hit side to side against another vehicle, if you're moving opposite directions, you both take D3 damage. So this could be bad. This could be really bad. Let's resolve against this truck first. How much damage? 2. Point out before you roll locations. This is damage. This is not a strength hit. So any locations you roll are automatically penned. 2 locations that you hit. Crew and crew. So roll them one at a time. And so the first one is 2. That's a stray shot. So there's three crew because the driver never counts. So if you roll higher than equal to or lower than the number of crew, then you actually hit them. So you did. So they take a shrapnel hit. So strength 4 does not hurt anybody. So we're not even going to try to see who it was. Second crew hit is the same thing. So you got to roll 1, 2, or 3 to see if you hit one of them. You do. Strength 4 hit. So 4 is to wound. No damage. What the? He totally survives it.
I'm like 90% 1s and 2s.
Okay, Quirk, your turn. D3 damage to his big boat.
I don't want to use this die.
Please use that die.
That's the one that he was rolling. It was terrible.
2 hits.
Aye.
Locations. Driver and wheels. Let's do the wheels first. Roll for the damage. Uh-oh, that's bad. 6 is knob pins destroyed. The vehicle spins and is immobilized.
We're hitting again.
Probably. So to spin, you roll a scatter die, and you face that way, so you'll turn and you hit again. So you do D3 damage to each other. But we'll resolve the engine damage first. Oh, sorry, it was a driver damage. 1. And that one is driver okay. The shot whistles past his ear, so a piece of shrapnel, whoop, 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 and he's fine. And that means this swerve that you did is done right here, because you went to swerve, bam, and got immobilized right there. The knob pins were destroyed. Now we have to do D3 damage to each of you again because of that collision. So D3 against Quirk's truck. 3 this time. And locations, crew, gubbins, which he does have, he has a scrap, and wheels. Crew first. 5 hit by shrapnel, takes a strength 4 hit. So 4 is to wound. That wounds one of them, so let's do D3. 1, 2, 3. So 3. So it's this guy back here. So the one with the huge choppa. Does he have armor?
He has flak armor.
So 5 up armor. Saved! What is going on, man? What's going on? So gubbins, there's only one gubbins, which is a scrap. So it's destroyed on a 4+, or knocked off on a 4+. It is knocked off, so you just put it right behind the vehicle. Bonk. And lastly, wheels. 6. He's immobilized. Okay, I guess you're in the boarding action at this point. So we'll just say that this thing went crack and went gunk and is holding you guys together. But with a 6, you do have to spin first there, Quirk. Okay.
We hit
So crunch and D3 damage to each of you again.
Well, this is the first one, because I haven't done D3 against you yet for the first spin.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
you gotta
crap.
do D3 damage back to him. Oh my goodness. 1 hitting his engines. Now he's already immobilized, so you're looking for a 6 here to blow it up. 4, so nothing. He's already immobilized.
Go.
And then you do D3 more from your other spin, and yes, it does keep going like this. 3 more damage. Locations.
I just want a bunch
Want
of sixes.
You want to blow it up? Nope. So we got. Well, I know that's gubbins. That's wheels, and 2 is fixed weapon. Starting with the weapon, what damage? 4. Slush clip destroyed. Now we have a house rule that says that counts the weapon as being destroyed, so we'll just take it off of there. And the reason that that's important is because when you roll a location, if there's nothing there, then it goes to another location. You do have a gubbin, so on a 4+, the scrap is dropped. Nope, it's fine. And we won't roll for the wheels because he's already immobilized, so none of the results can actually happen. Lastly, D3 more damage, and we know no more spins can happen because you're already immobilized. 2 damage to the engine and crew. Crew 1 first. 6, so somebody takes a shrapnel hit, so strength 4 hit. So that's no damage. And then against the engine,
Give me that 6.
3, so nothing. So he ran up, you threw at him, and then all of a sudden you guys just like crack, 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 and you both end up immobilized, and he's stunned. All that for 1 frag stick bomb. Now we have to roll to see if you have to do an ammo check. If you roll a 6, you have to make 1. Oh, you're fine.
My spanner's gonna fire his slugger at your
The boat.
the boat.
Yeah,
the
you can't
dinghy.
target guys on the vehicles. Lives to hit because you did use your thrusters.
No.
This is all happening at the same time. So assault phase.
I'm a jump from mine.
You're within 2 inches, so you could jump. Now, no initiative tests are required because you're both immobilized.
Up.
Yep. Yep.
So he doesn't get to choose who he fights. So he just, are you gonna, this guy too?
Yeah, let's do that.
What about the driver and the other guy? The knob's going over?
Let's throw the, I can't throw the knob in. Oh yeah, I can throw the knob actually.
Sure you can.
Let's throw the knob in there.
They can all go. The driver can go too because the vehicle's immobilized. The driver's not allowed to leave the vehicle till it's immobilized.
And the driver.
So they're all on. Now, when you assault a vehicle, the defender gets to choose the matchups.
Oh, line these up.
So you'll line them up with who you want them to fight, and you can change who's fighting them every fight subphase.
Not you.
And it can only be 1-on-1 because it's crowded, even though that boat is humongous. And 1 more charge right here at half distance because he's carrying scrap. 9 inches. Start with this fight
My knobs will put all 3 of his attacks onto the new guy.
with the charger.
Oh yeah.
Hitting on 3s and wounded on 2s. It's 3 wounds, so you roll 3 times on the table, adding 2 because he's not a knob and he's already stunned, and he is out. That's 5 experience for the knob, and the scrap is dropped right where it is. And now Quirk has lost 25%. So at the beginning of each of his subsequent turns, he has to take a bottle test. But the other boy gets to hit the knob back. Okay, two attacks, hitting on 5s because you're at weapon skill 1, and wounding on 5s because you're strength 3.
Nope.
Nothing. And now we got this swirly swirl of a mess. Now Steve got to choose the matchups. So let's just go through them one by one, starting here with the, is that the Spanner?
Yep.
Spanner versus
Starbuck.
Starbuck. They're both the same initiative, so why don't we just do this, the attacker first. So 3 attacks from him, hitting on 4s, because you have the same weapon skill. And then wounding on 4s, because you have Furious Charge. Oh! Do you have any armor?
No.
No armor. To 2 injury rolls, adding 1 because he's not a knob. He's out! That is 5 experience. You still get to hit back, though. You still get to hit back at the same initiative, though, on 4s, and then wounding on 5s. Nothing. That's 2 out of 3 guys that Steve has to lose in order to start doing bottle tests. So they got the huge choppa against the Grot. Now they're the same initiative. Huge choppa first.
Yep.
Hitting on
3s.
3s. Your weapon skill 2 on the Grot.
Right, yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. 3 hits. 2s to wound. And these are all insta-killing. So we roll 3 dice, take the best one, and you add 1 for not being a knob and 2 for being an insta-kill. So add 3. Yeah, he's out. You will have to take a bottle test in your next turn. And that's 5 experience for him, but the Grot does get to hit back before he dies. 1 attack back, hit on a 4. Nope, he's just out. Some Stick Bomb Man against, oh, Mabel.
Maple.
3 attacks from Stick Bomb Man.
Hitting on 4s.
Ooh, and winning on 4s with Furious Charge. Good rolling, holy cow. 2 wounds, do you have any armor on him?
No.
No armor, injury table, +1. And he is knocked down, which means he'll be knocked off of the boat. Okay, direction, where's he going? He's going that way 3 inches, so he lands on the truck. So he is knocked down, which means there's a chance that he falls off the truck. So take an initiative test. You're fine. Okay. But he does get to attack back. So looking at 4s to hit and 5s to wound. Nothing. All right, he would automatically fail that initiative test. Or not automatically, but he's initiative 1 right now for being knocked down. So he failed that initiative test. And he'll get knocked 3 inches this way. And he's already knocked down, but on a 4+, he takes a strength 3 hit for falling. Okay, so strength 3 hit, wounds him on a 5. Oh, he's fine. Last fight.
My knob?
Is that your knob?
Yep.
Yeah, knob against a little grot. Your knob anything special?
No.
So 4 attacks on 3s. And then wounding on toughness 3, so 3s to wound on charge. Any armor? No, your grot can't have armor. So injury test, +1 on the table. He's out! 5 more experience for the knob. So, on to Steve's turn. You have a bottle test to make. Everybody's leadership 7. The knob doesn't go up to leadership 8 until he wins his first game. So that's a scatter die in your hand there. Leadership 7. Oh, it stays! You didn't want to stay, did you?
No.
You can choose to bottle out. As soon as you can make bottle tests, you can choose to bottle out. If you want to, because you'll get that, you'll only lose that scrap on a 1 because it's on a vehicle. And that's it. You only get that 1 scrap.
Again, I could.
You could jump out this. You could jump out this turn, grab scrap, and then next turn bottle out. But you are.
I have to engage. I have to put 4 guys on.
Yeah, you've got 5 guys in there, and 4 of them have to engage. One of them being stunned. Oh, this one's not stunned anymore.
Is the guy knocked down stunned? Can he move?
He's stunned. Knockdown is stunned as well.
No, I'm gonna bottle out.
You're gonna bottle out?
Oh yeah.
Okay, roll to see if you keep the scrap. On a 1, you drop it. That's a scatter die.
No.
You keep it. So you got that scrap.
Does he drop his?
He doesn't have
That's
that.
mine.
Knob.
The knob's not carrying that one.
That's my guy carrying it.
Oh yeah.
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 He's like, let's go, guys. We'll come back for the boat. Quickly, we got to test to see if these immobilized vehicles actually end up being crippled. For somebody who bottles out, they have to roll a 4+. You're good. And for somebody who doesn't bottle out, you got to roll a 2+. So go ahead, Quirk. You're okay. Woo! So no permanent damage on the vehicles. So now that the game is over, we're going to calculate damage to the guys who are removed, and then we'll calculate income and experience and everything like that. Start off by taking a look at Steve's mob. We got 3 guys who are removed from play. So we have to roll on a serious injuries table, which can range from anything from death to being captured to having parts permanently damaged. Why don't we start with Starbuck. So damage, 51 is a full recovery. He's fine. Then we got your grot named Tashtego, and we roll 44, which is nope, that's full recovery. That's full recovery. Anything from a 36 to a 55 is full recovery. And lastly, Pip. 64, I think that's captured. No, impressive scars. Oh, 64 is good.
You go, Pip.
The warrior recovers and is left with impressive scars as a testament to how hard he is. Add +1 to the leadership. So I guess those bad rolls were returned to you a little bit. So that's fine. Now level up wise, you had 1 guy level up, which was your
Queek and Quag.
Your Queek and Quag, your slaver. So roll 2d6 on the advanced table. A 4 is getting to choose a skill.
All right, he's gonna roll on the DACA table.
And these are modified, so you have to look it up in our rules. He can run and shoot, but then can't charge. But if he does do that, then it's -1 ballistic skill. And let's work out your income. Now we've changed the way it works from the regular Gorkamorka rules. Now these in the mine, you can't work if you were knocked out of combat because they spend some time recovering. Knobs, slavers, and spanners can't work either. The slavers are too busy keeping the grots busy. The knob is too good for it. And the spanner's busy repairing the damage on the truck. So, and you also have 1 scrap counter, which is worth D6. So let's roll that one first because it's separate from the mine. So it's worth 5. That's nice. Now, do you want to roll for all these guys? It's D6 for each boy and D3. Now, if he rolls 3 or more 6s in total, then there's a cave-in, and that could hurt his guys.
All the black would be the D3.
Okay. 2 6s. That's a lot of income. So that's 12, 15, plus 1 more. So 16 and 21. But then we have an upkeep cost. Now, when a vehicle is immobilized or crippled, it counts as 1 more model. So this brings you from 11 to 12, which has a cost of 9 teeth per game. So you lose 9 of those. So it leaves you with 12. Not bad, though. That's actually quite a good amount of teeth for somebody who lost. But that's the advantage of having guys working in the mines. On to Quirk's warband. We have 1 guy who did get knocked out, so we have to roll on the serious injury table for him. So D66, blacks being the 10s, 44 is full recovery. He's fine. Advancement-wise, everybody but your spanner went up a level, right?
That's right.
So you got a lot of experience there. Plus, you were the underdog, technically, because your mob rating was lower, so you got an extra 2 experience per guy just for winning. And your knob got 10 experience for winning and goes up a leadership automatically because he's won his first game. So let's roll to see what they get. Start off with your first orc, 2d6 to see what happens to him. 6, he gets +1 weapon skill or ballistic skill, so you got to roll a die to see what happens.
Okay.
4+ is ballistic skill. So he's +1 weapon skill.
Nice.
And the next one right here, 2d6 on the table, see what happens. 7 is +1 initiative or leadership.
Ooh.
Ooh. If somebody gets higher leadership than a knob, then they actually have to vie for control. Now, thankfully, your knob, that's +1 initiative, by the way.
Okay.
But thankfully, your knob went up a leadership, so you can't be challenged until somebody's leadership 9. Now your knob. Hopefully he'll get something good. 8 is +1 weapon skill or ballistic skill. 4+ is ballistic skill. That's probably what you want. Yeah, so he's ballistic skill 5 now. Which is really nice because he's the gunner, manning the rocket launcher. So that makes that rocket launcher that much more dangerous. Next one with the Uchchapa. So he needs some combat stuff. 7 is +1 initiative or leadership.
Oh.
Getting the initiative would be nice. 4+ is leadership. So he got the initiative.
Nice.
And witness me, guy. What happens to him? He better get something good. 3, he gets to choose a skill.
So I'm going to roll on the Doca skills table.
6, enemy must reroll injury table when hurt by shooting attack from this model. So when you hurt somebody with your weapon, then you get to reroll on the injury.
Sweet.
If it's enemy must reroll injury table when hurt, you get to choose if
Oh,
they
okay.
reroll. I should say it's not that they must, because that would be dumb, because it just
Yeah,
ignores
it's like,
the first roll.
I got really hurt, reroll it.
Now we have your income. You had 1 that you were carrying and 3 that you weren't. So D6 for the one that you're carrying. So that's 6, and 3D3 for the ones that you weren't. So that's another 3, 6, 7. And then working in the mine, everybody but the guy that was out, and the knob and the spanner. So you got 3 guys that can work. And D6 each. Another 11. Holy cow. Overhead cost for you is nice because you only have 7 guys, then +1 for having an immobilized vehicle, which becomes 8, but that's in the 7 and 9 bracket. Only 5 teeth. How many does that leave you?
That will leave me with 19 teeth income and 20 teeth total because I had 1 left over from the 99.
So 20 teeth to spend. Let's show what you decided to purchase. So what did you buy, Steve?
I desperately need some armor for my guy, so I put flak on Queequeg, heavy on my knob, and flak on Ishmaelwork. And I also bought...
So that's 5 + 4 + 5 plus.
Yep.
I should point out. And it's 7 teeth for that 4+. So that is expensive.
It's very expensive.
Yeah.
And I bought a boarding plank.
So boarding plank is a cool little gubbins. Anytime you hear gubbins, that's just an upgrade for a vehicle. If you drive up beside another vehicle, you can drop the boarding plank and attach yourself to them, and guys can assault across without taking initiative tests. And when the enemy vehicle drives away and detaches a boarding plank, they automatically take 1 damage, and it doesn't even destroy your boarding plank, which is kind of cool. So it's a guaranteed damage against them and allows you to assault over nicely. And when you combine that with all your armor upgrades, it should be interesting. Looking at Quirk's upgrades, what did you decide to do?
So I decided to give my knob heavy armor as well as the boy with the Uchchapa, who now has
right
a initiative 4. He's also got heavy armor, so he's a little bit more survivable.
Yeah,
And then I made sure that everybody in my warband has at least flak armor. So the 2 guys that had studded before, so these 2 now have flak armor.
I should point out that you are allowed to sell equipment at half the cost, rounded down. Now, studded armor is only 1 tooth, so that's worth nothing. But Quirk has chosen to keep all of it in his armory. That way, when he gets new guys, he doesn't have to pay to equip them with flak armor. That's it for this battle report. Final mob ratings. Steve went up to 144 for the Squiggers of the Dune. And the Orks of Hazzard went up to 145. So he went from being the underdog to actually being a stronger mob with all the experience that he got. Thanks for watching. Happy wargaming.